Have you ever played this game?
Which one is it? Tron 2.0 or?
Can you see it at least?
Let's see here. No, I've never had a. No, I see it. I've never had a chance to play this one.
Well, here's the thing. We're gonna watch the opening cutscene with no commentary because the music kicks ass and it's one of the best video game openings. You know who developed this, right? It's Monolith. Monolith knows how to do a movie license. After we run this, you can tell me what you think of the opening.
Let's see.
Okay, just let it play. No commentary.
Please, I've got to get back to my routing. I'm already behind on my deliveries this cycle.
You have privileges I require.
I'm just a simple email script. I
know what you are, and I know what you will become. Tell me, what is your function?
I sniff more than my master user.
Jet, do you think your dad would mind if I had some of his popcorn?
Huh? Oh, sure, have all you want. Yeah?
I'm a little surprised you turned down the level 6 programming position.
Look, Dad, I know you're disappointed.
Damn right I'm disappointed. I pulled a lot of strings to get you that offer.
I'm happy making games. Life is short, Pop. I plan to enjoy it.
You sound like Flynn. Hold on, son. Mathria, run a security diagnostic.
Yes, Alan 1.
Results.
A virus has entered the system via email. Lab drives 1, 2, and 4 infected.
Jet, we'll have to continue this conversation later. This is a restricted area. You just can't come barging in here.
Dad?
Get your hands off me.
Dad, can you hear me? Mathria, where's my father?
Alan 2, I require immediate assistance.
What do you mean?
Contingency protocol activated.
Laser activity in 5 seconds.
Mathria, stop what you're doing!
Put on goggles. Clear digitizing bay.
Mathria, what did you do?
Wow. Okay, so let me lower the volume, huh? But yeah, to me, there's very few games that had a better opening credits sequence than that. Boom. Okay. So, what'd you think?
I mean, pretty good for like
2003.
this. What is this? 2003.
But
Yeah.
if you know anything about the movie, it's very faithful. As you can see, it keeps the aesthetic, the 1982 aesthetic, even though it's actually. Why do I not have any volume? All of a sudden. Hold on. Oh, that's right. Just a little more volume, actually. We don't need to be that low. Actually, you know what? We can have speech, sound effects a little higher. There we go. Okay. So, we're going to skip all the tutorials. Let's get your disc. This is an unusual thing in which your first weapon, is going to be basically the only weapon you'll ever need. There will be other weapons, but a lot of the combat will be ignoring and just using this.
Huh. Is it just OP, or why just that one?
You know what? It's actually kinda gameplay and story segregation. I mean integration. Oh, hello. Oh, great. I know I have a. So right now I am infected because those are viruses. Oh, I killed them both. Yes, I guess I got the ricochet and killed them both. Yeah. This game really encourages. Oh, hi. The thing is that I cannot deflect their their bombs there. Let's see. Am I infected? Yes, I am. To go here to disinfect. So. Hi. Oh, they're so young. Now, the best part of this game is, this does a lot of story by, you'll find all these emails, and you'll get the story, the backstory fed to you. Oh boy. There's also one other thing about this game, is that this is actually a platformer in disguise, and falling is instant death. So, see, these are all emails complaining about the virus infecting the system. And and this is what I'm talking about. Ow! This is probably the thing that'll kill you the most in this game. And I just had a quick load. This game is save often. And getting these emails actually have a point to them, because you actually get, well, not these emails, actually. Let me have 5 here. Where am I? Oh, there we go. And this is why... Oh, wait, did I? Oh, I think I already grabbed this one. Yeah, I already grabbed that one. Okay. Sorry, move on. I don't need health. A lot of the story is told through these emails. And you can skip them. But when you find out so much of the backstory, it is really engaging. And as you can see, the aesthetic is kind of affected by the viral corruption. This is...
Yeah.
And all of the things you do require energy. Oh! And this is how you upgrade yourself. Oh, that's right. I forgot to... Oh, I didn't get any bonus points? Oh, see, this is what I get for not doing the tutorial. Excuse me. I actually need to learn to jump here. Jump higher, I believe. This way, user. Okay. No. Yeah. So yeah, this is still tutorializing a little bit in that you need to get special boots that'll upgrade you to jump higher. Oh, that's not accessible. So, yeah, I mean, this game is notoriously hard to stream because I have to. It no like streaming. So, oh hi. Yeah, these levels are also huge. I love this. You'll have these things that pop up, like Rami is down there, so he wasn't killed. Hello, Rami. Okay, permissions are like keys now. There we go.
I love the Tron aesthetic. It's kind of, I don't know, relaxing.
Yeah. And this is why I did not like Tron Legacy. Well, there are several reasons why I didn't like Tron Legacy. Perhaps the biggest is that this game was originally canon. And now it's not, because Tron Legacy said, none of that happened. So it gave it its own stupid legacy.
I like Tron Legacy.
I despise it. I don't know, because it's kind of... I don't want to get into Tron Legacy. What is funny, though, is that one of the plot points of the game is getting the Tron Legacy code. Which actually makes things worse. I know I'm supposed to open up one of these things to... So anyway, yeah, it's been a wild day today. I just gone batshit crazy. And,
yeah, it's, like... there have been other bits of news that weren't crazy, but they almost just, like, fucking...
piled on.
No, like, they almost just disappear in the wake of, like, what happened today, because there was so freaking much.
Let's go with the most innocuous news. For now. EA announced that they realized what a shitty job they've been doing on franchise mode, and they promise no backsies that they will make it better. They won't, they'll work hard on it, and my reaction is bull fucking shit. What? Someone's firing at me. Oh, see, this gun, actually, it's better against these guys. Because, although I will say, damn it. You know what? This is still the best. Sorry. Okay. Hey! Oh, great. Someone's firing at me. And I think my mouse is a little too sensitive. Let me make it less sensitive. But there he is. He's all the way over there. One of the best things about... Now, this aesthetic may look familiar, by the way. Because I'm pretty sure you've played No One Lives Forever. This is the same Lithtech engine used for that. So the character faces had this similar look. The shitty jumping puzzles, too. Because No One Lives Forever wasn't exactly great at jumping puzzles either. Oh, yeah. I almost forgot. So, let's defragment you. Hey, wait a minute. Didn't I get... Oh, yes, I did. Okay, now I can jump higher. Woo! Boing. Boing. So, did I see permissions up here? I could have sworn I did. No, wait. Let me get a better look. No. No, they aren't here. Okay. So, yeah, getting back to... I do not believe them 1 second that they're going to make the franchise mode any good. I really don't. Madden is good for only one thing, and that is Madden Ultimate Team. That's all they care about. That's what makes them money. Single-player modes don't make money.
Yeah. And I mean, like, the EA, like, the Ultimate Team modes, they're just as much, like, those are kind of like the cash cows of EA. Like those are the things they focus on.
We
because
actually
that's where
talked
they're
about this
making the money.
before. That it's $600 million or something ridiculous like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh hi. Now I should be able to jump up here. Ah! Crying out loud! Come on, come on, come on, jump! I'm missing something, aren't I? Actually, I did get another program. It's oh, that's why. It's infected. So yeah, in order to be able to jump high, I need to disinfect this thing, and I need to disinfect this too, because it's gonna. Here's the thing about viral corruption: it will keep infecting until you get rid of it. So I'm just gonna sit still here and wait for it to disinfect. Yeah. Getting a virus in this game is really a pain in the ass because it infects everything and it keeps infecting blocks and you keep on not being able to do anything. So in a way it's, it's sort of realistic. So that's cured, but there's another here. This is sort of useful. Oh no, I have to frag it here. Boom. And I should not use it while it's still infected. So now I should not be able to jump. Come on, I know you can do it. There we go. Oh, I need a permission. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, damn. There's stuff in there I wanted. Oh, and it's the kernel. Get it? Kernel.
Nice.
We find out the red guys in Tron were not bad guys. They were just security.
He has boobs on the back of his neck.
Really?
I don't know.
Are you sure you're not looking at his disc? So all these guys have discs strapped on the back of their...
the back again.
The kernel. So anyways, I don't believe Madden for 1 second.
For sure, as if Madden is going to suddenly decide, we're going to stop doing the thing and keep paying for it.
Ah, so that device over there, which is just hanging around, that upgrades whatever thing you have. So, actually, while I'm doing that, let me, this should be fixed now. Yep. It's not that big a deal. I'm not going to use that yet. More emails. So, there's a bit of a timeline here that we should go over. So, first things first, one prominent, stream... No, it wasn't we're not talking about Evo yet. There was another guy who was, released from his contract because he had, what's it called? He had Me Too stuff. For stuff they didn't really talk about. It's the last story I sent you.
So,
yeah.
Are you talking about Nairo? Okay, so this is actually like a full-on thing that began last night. Throughout last night and today, there have been a wave of people coming forth that. There have been a wave of high-profile Smash Bros. Super Smash Bros. Players that have had basically a wave of people come out with accusations against them, with allegations of sexual abuse or assault. And we're talking high-profile faces of the Smash community, including Nairo.
This is what I'm talking about when I say that the disc is your main. Oh, come on, you. Watch. There we go. I deflect their discs.
Yeah.
Anyway, getting back to the sexual assault.
Nairo, Anti, Kitaro, D1. Let's see. several more. These are all major faces in the Super Smash Bros. Competitive community, and they are now facing major allegations of sexual assault and/or harassment from various people out there. And Nairo was part of NRG Esports. He has been dropped. Anti was part of T1, and he has been dropped. And it's everything like... One thing you have to understand about the Smash Brothers community is that the Smash Brothers community is mostly entirely grassroots organization. Nintendo has not been involved in this at all because for the longest time they just refused to consider Smash Bros. As an actual competitive game, which has forced the community to kind of make their own organizations and events around this. So it's kind of always been a wild west when it comes to esports. And to a certain extent, like, Smash Brothers is an all ages game. It's a kids game, but like those kids grew up to become adults, and now other kids play the game. And so a lot of these allegations, the most disturbing part of them is that they're about fucking minors.
Yeah, we'll get to the pedophilia a little bit later too.
And like, so you've got this really messed up situation where a lot of people, like, some of these people have deleted their Twitters, some of them have gone private, some of them have been forced out of their organizations because these are credible, lengthy accusations with receipts. And yeah, and I mean, like, it is a part of an ongoing conversation that has been going on in the video game industry, where Twitch streamers, industry developers, a lot of other faces have been like outed by victims of sexual harassment or abuse coming forward to share their stories. Avalon,
we talked about him on
was
the podcast, I believe.
Chris Avalon was one of the first major ones to be outed, and he was dropped by Techland from his parts in Dying Light 2, and dropped from the Waylanders for the writing parts he did on that.
What's funny is they're trying to distance themselves by saying, well, he didn't contribute much, which is bull fucking shit. I do not believe for a second that he did not contribute much to oh damn, I forgot the name of it already. It's that zombie game, and I always want to say The Evil Within, but it's not The Evil Within. Dying Light 2.
Dying Light 2.
He contributed a major part of that. You're not going to convince me he didn't, because yeah, what he did was really scummy and all that stuff, but he's still brilliant, and it's like, you can't tell me that he didn't contribute a big part of that game. Oops, I don't want to...
Right. But that aside, like, we've seen other allegations, like the creative director of Assassin's Creed Valhalla stepped down from his position in Ubisoft as a result of like sexual infidelity accusations.
Brad Wardell also had accusations, but fortunately for him, it was at a time when Me Too wasn't a thing, so he basically survived.
Yeah, but I mean, like, one of the co-founders of Cards Against Humanity stepped down for his part in, like, apparently a super toxic workplace.
Now that I find deeply ironic when considering Cards Against Humanity. By the way, you might notice I took out these guys. This is a stealth game, so they're actually, you may have seen them, little spaces where they have alarms, and if they run there, then they start summoning other people to fight me. But if you take them out quietly, they don't have a chance, and you're able to walk around like this. So, it's really saying something when the suicide of a major streamer is the least disturbing news of the day.
Yeah.
I mean, his main fault was he had bipolar, and he had his demons and just simply could not overcome them.
So you're talking about Byron.
I forgot his nickname.
What was it? Byron Reckless. Byron
Yeah.
Wreckbull Bernstein, who was found to have committed suicide today. He was 31 years old. He had dealt with mental problems and a struggle with that for quite
Well, he started
some
streaming
time.
when he was 20. He died at age 31.
Mm-hmm. He was a prolific force in World of Warcraft for a long time. He was the #1 spot on PvP ranks.
He won. Yeah, I was
for
about to say he
6
won
seasons.
like several seasons in a row.
And then he moved on to Hearthstone, where he was a caster and played a bit. But he had a lot of issues that he dealt with regularly.
Yeah, he
and
actually
he was open
streamed
about
his sessions.
Mm-hmm. Nonetheless, the community was kind of pretty rough on him for a long time.
From World of Warcraft server podcast.
Yes.
Oh, there is something down there. See, this is the tricky part. Whoop. I think I already have this permission, though. Oh, well. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of rough stuff. But, I mean, the biggest thing that happened today, and you said, of all the things that were happening today, this happened, and you had to scramble. And that is the shit that went down with EVO was fast and furious. I think it's starting at 4 p.m.
So this actually began as of last night, alongside the outing of Smash player victims.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
Particular person.
Ah!
Activating security resin station.
I have to deal with these idiots. Look at this. Yeah.
I know.
It's a mess. I don't have enough permissions to turn it off either. Come on. Boom. There is something I can acquire that increases the damage for ricochets. So that if they get hit by a headshot there, see? Uh-oh. Ah! Better quick save. Ah! I knew it, see? This is a notoriously hard game.
End of line.
Very hard game. Yeah. Fortunately, I can go around corners. You can't. I think that's it. Yep. So, the guy who is basically... Does he run it?
So, let me get back to that. Is that during all these outings last night, Mr. Wizard Joey Queller, who is the CEO of EVO, which is the United States, and in fact maybe the world's most popular fighting game tournament.
These guys are still after me.
Was somebody came forth with allegations against him of having this was a guy that was that claimed that when he was 17 years old, Queller paid him money to see his penis.
Ow.
And amid these allegations, EVO first placed him on administration leave this morning, and then Capcom and NetherRealm Studios, the forces behind Street Fighter V and Mortal Kombat 11, pulled their games out of the event. And Sonic Fox said he wouldn't be part of it, and several other players said they wouldn't be part of it. And eventually, it culminated in EVO saying that they would be cutting ties with him altogether.
Put it in there.
And EVO Online has been canceled.
You know what? I have a feeling they wanted to cancel anyway, because they only had 4 games, and they were just doing it to maintain some sort of continuity. And it didn't seem like I don't know if their heart was in this, because a lot of the games that they had shitty code, and they just didn't.
The games that they had in place of them.
No, I'm saying the games
code.
that they couldn't have had shitty code.
Right. But these are. I don't know. I didn't get that vibe out of them. I felt like they were ready for this up until just like this absolute bombshell today.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
And meanwhile, that tournament was about to kick off this weekend with them's fighting herds. So I just don't feel like they would have done this unless like a bombshell of this magnitude happened.
Yeah, but again, I don't know. It's like, oh, by the way, you notice I shut off all the things. I have the permissions to shut off the alerts, so they can't summon anybody else now. And you were going to cover it?
I was actually going to be playing.
Playing in the Mortal Kombat tournament. Not after today, but like, and I mean before Mortal Kombat even canceled their stuff, I was probably going to pull out once I saw the allegations. Just 'cause, like, no, I can't support that. Not if they're going to keep a guy like that in there, but they kind of made the decision for me. So like, there you go.
Well, here's the thing. You know, I think they saw the writing on the wall. Even if they shit-canned the guy this very second, I don't think anybody had the. They didn't have the what's the word I'm looking for? They didn't have. They really didn't have the urge. I mean, you know, it's like it would have sucked the life out of the event, I think.
Yeah, you can't have it with.
You can't have it with something like that looming over your head. I know a lot of players that were ready to pull out of it anyways after hearing what this thing today, and then like to have Mortal Kombat pull out of it. That's one of your four marquee games. Like there was no way that this was going to happen with any sense of normality. And you know what? Like, it's the worst. But you know what? It is also good. It's good that like this. That these conversations
well, I was going to say, there's a lot of conversations going on right now. One of the non-video game... Well, actually, I mean, if you think of Madden, yeah, it's Madden, it is video game. One of the conversations is that there's a real heavy push, and it might actually happen, to have the Washington Redskins change their name. I mean... They're talking about something like $680 million of lost revenue right now from people pulling out. And as a matter of fact, Nike actually took all of their Washington Redskins merchandise off their store. It's gone. They will not have that. They will not have that logo. And Daniel Snyder is a big old racist and one of the most odious people you ever want to meet. There are stories like once he dumped, I think it was $10 million worth of wine instead of, you know, giving it to people who could actually use it. So, but this might actually, you know, they already removed the I think it was the bust of the original the guy who ran it, George Marshall. Because he was a big old racist, and he's the entire reason why, by the way, why the team is named the Redskins in the first place. They weren't named the Redskins initially.
That's gross. Yeah, they're and like I was gonna say, these are conversations that have to happen. These are, I mean, there has been a rot. There is no other way to describe it. There has been a rot in the gaming industry and esports and live streaming.
Well, you know
in
the term
a lot of
bread and
sectors.
circuses, right?
And
what's that?
Bread and
What's that?
circuses. Oh, he's gonna bring all his friends. Damn it. Bread and circuses is a way you
security resin station.
How the Romans used to placate the common people with bread and circuses, you know? I mean, they would be distracted with events, and that's how we are, you know? But COVID-19, guess what? We don't have any distractions. We don't have sports. We don't have a lot of things. So now, any problems that pop up, they're not going to be... You just can't brush it under the... Yeah, I mean...
Plague.
If COVID was not happening, you know that something like George Floyd would be like, isn't that a tragedy? Oh, by the way, let's watch a football game tomorrow. Because it's not the first time. In fact, I mean, in New York City, we had the same exact thing with Eric Garner. But,
yeah,
you know, I mean, granted, they didn't have a 8-minute video of a policeman on someone's throat and watching the person die before your arms. I mean, I will say that, you know, this was unambiguous. You know, it wasn't like any room for wasn't any room for interpretation there. But on the other hand, under normal circumstances, people have to go to work, they'd have TV shows to watch, they'd have all this other stuff. They don't have, no one's working, so they have more time to concentrate and to protest. You know. Oh well, okay. So it's just, you know, bread and circuses. You can, folks who don't understand what I'm talking about, you can just look it up.
Well, like, yeah, I mean, I would agree with you. I mean, if there were industry events going on, like E3 and all these reveals, and if EVO was still happening, and if we were focused in on like all the new games coming out and these releases and all the new announcements, I don't know if we would have the attention. I don't know if we would have the focus to stay on these like Me Too conversations that are happening, because they are happening fast. They're happening
also,
furious.
the fact that our leadership is like becoming less and less unambiguously a white supremacist.
Floundering. They're fucking
It's not only that, but it's sort of like he's just going openly with the white supremacy, thinking, well, that's my vote. The thing is that he doesn't seem to understand that, you know, fringe groups generally don't get elected. That's how the Whigs died.
Yep, and he that also got him suspended from Twitch.
Oh, and yeah, we didn't discuss this, but Reddit has been active, and
they banned the Donald, which is
YouTube has been active. The only people that I care about who have not been active was firing at me. Oh, yeah, I better escape. Bye bye. Is Twitter. And here's the thing.
Yeah.
A lot of Americans don't know this, but in other countries, Twitter is required to block white supremacy and other hate groups. They are required, so they are blocked in other places. The only place they're not blocked is here. Wow, this got political real fast. Then again, it's kind of unavoidable. So I should really make the voices a little louder. Although I like the music sting. What else is out there? Well, have we finished with EVO?
What do you mean?
No,
is
I
it
mean
over
the discussion.
for good, or what do you? Oh, like that's a legitimate question you just asked. Has the world finished with EVO? Because who knows? Like they put another one of the co-founders in charge as they started to cut ties with Queller. Tony Cannon, who was one of the founders of Falcon, and he's been working at Riot Games for a while on that fighting game that Riot is coming up with. But he's also still been kind of a part of EVO, so he'll be stepping back in as the EVO CEO. But it remains to be seen, it'll be interesting to see what it looks like when EVO comes back and tries to make their next announcement, whether or not they'll come straight out and say we're sorry for what happened and we will be better, or what, because this is a big one, and I doubt that it's anything that anyone will forget about anytime soon.
So here's another thing that people haven't really talked about yet, which is going to be a thing soon enough. And that is, the United States just laid sanctions on China's new bill for Hong Kong. And we know that Blizzard is beholden, and Riot is certainly beholden. They're completely owned by Tencent. The only people who really aren't beholden, and they brag about it, is Bethesda, because they are not a corporation. They are actually a privately owned company. So, when people start protesting Hong Kong again, it makes me wonder what Blizzard and all these other people are going to do. Because we are already in that mindset of this shit ain't right. You know.
Yeah, and we've already seen what happens when you see people protest. We saw Blitzchung just punished ridiculously for his protest of what was happening in Hong Kong, and it really kind of put it out there that like where Blizzard's priorities lie.
And it really frustrates me because here's the thing about Blizzard and China and all that. Does Blizzard know that they are a product that China wants? Because if I were running Blizzard, here would be my thing. Well, guess what? You don't want us? Fine. We'll give up the extra money we didn't really need in the first place, and you can explain to your people why they can't play World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I mean it's the same with League of Legends. Like everybody in there are a ton of Korean teams, Chinese teams, and the last two world champions have been Chinese teams. So like, I don't know. It's the fact of ultimately Tencent owns massive market shares in both of those companies.
It just makes me wonder what will happen if, say, the League of Legends players decide unilaterally to start protesting. What the fuck are they gonna? What the fuck is Riot and Tencent gonna do?
Yeah, it's not like they're going to dump the entire organization. Like, they can't really dump. The organizations themselves aren't even necessarily beholden to Tencent. So, like, as much... I don't know. I think that would take an extreme leap of solidarity.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering, because here's the thing. By definition, I'm pretty sure that Tencent would just shutter the entire thing and tell them and try and tell them what's what. And that'll send a... oh, guess what? We're in the light cycle phase now. A lot of people find the light cycle phase hard, but I don't. I mean, it does get challenging, but... where do I enter the light cycle tournament? It's gonna be interesting. I mean... Here's the thing. There are some, the current leadership's decision on everything has been to ignore it and it will go away. And that doesn't happen. As a matter of fact, you may have noticed I noticed that 25% of all the COVID cases and all the COVID deaths are in the world are in the United States. And for comparison, the United States has 4% of the world's population. You just can't ignore the problem. Mm-hmm. And they're going to find you cannot ignore the problem in China. Period. End of story. Oops.
Right.
This is the old school bike. You get a new bike later. Am I fighting anybody? No. What's going on here? Do they want me to do anything? I'm now confused. You can't even... But that's right, if you die here, it doesn't matter. There should be another racer here. What's going on? This is a bizarre bug if it is a bug. Let me kill myself. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. Yes? Find Nathria, learn about the life cycles. Oh, you know what? I really should raise the volume because I think they're tutorializing this and I need to raise the speech volume a bit. And for some reason... Ah, there we go.
First, the basics. Life cycles
so,
speed and cannot be stopped.
Anything else going on?
To steer your life cycle, use the right and left straight.
If we want to go for something much more light, I suppose, we could talk about the fact that My Friend Pedro and Fallout are going to get television series. Did you hear this?
What do you think?
I'm kind of into it. My Friend Pedro is being done by the guy who did the co-creator. It's being written and executive produced by the guy who co-created John Wick, which I think is perfect for my friend Vito, because ultimately we want that to be like a zany bullet mouth. I would think. I don't know. What do you?
I'm more interested to see what happens with that Cuphead series on Netflix.
Oh yeah? I don't know. I saw this and I thought, and I like, from the creator of John Wick, it's got the production company that worked on Sonic the Hedgehog movie behind it. It just sounds like a winner on all angles. I'm really happy to see it. And then of course the Fallout TV series is being done by the creators of Westworld.
I have not yet played my friend Pedro, even though it's available on Game Pass.
You haven't? Do you know about what's going on
in
it?
terms of what? Oh yeah, I mean
like
it has that
entire
mechanic in which you can see what you did in real time, so you look real badass.
It's zany. It's ridiculous. There's a talking banana and you guys' reactions. I love it, and it's very action packed. I love how I love that they got the guy behind John Wick for it, because I feel like that guy is a person that will do it justice.
All I know is it involves a banana.
It does involve a banana and lots and lots and lots of guns and gun ballet. Like the kind of gun ballet that would make John Woo go, "Hey, buddy, come."
Okay. I didn't need training, but I got training. Oh, there's a thing up there. And there's a thing up here, too.
Programs scheduled for grid competition are to enter Light Cycle Arena immediately.
Have you watched Westworld at all?
Just the movie with Yul Brynner. And then there was a sequel called Future World. There was actually a TV show based on Westworld. Even before,
To learn how to operate a light cycle.
there was even a show based on it even before the one that was that's on cable now.
Yeah, the one that's on HBO. Yeah, I don't know. I know of the movie. I didn't know that there was a TV series before the HBO one. I don't know. What do you think of a Fallout game from people that made Westworld? Or I mean, a Fallout TV.
It sounds good. I mean, it would certainly be the one to do it. I mean, I don't. It's going to have a different theme, because the theme of Westworld is basically racism. Although,
sure.
You know, I don't know what theme they can go. I mean, Fallout has opened so many themes. I mean, you already have the racism thing with the synths, and you have, I don't know, is it going to be a comedy, or... I mean, it could...
For what I know, it looks like... I mean, it just kind of looks like that they're going to be doing a TV series based on the Fallout world.
Is a heavy satire, so they better have satirical stuff in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I don't know if they're going to focus on any one of the games or if they're just going to carve their own path with the story. But yeah, like I like the idea of the people behind it, because I mean, and it looks like they're interested in doing like the darkly funny stuff. Like they're aware of like the satire. Here, direct quote from them, Lisa Joy and Jonathan Nolan. We're incredibly excited to partner with Todd Howard and the rest of the brilliant lunatics at Bethesda to bring this massive, subversive, and darkly funny universe to life. So, I have to imagine they understand what they're looking at when they're looking at a Fallout project.
You know, all I know is that, I just hope they have,
definitely the Blu-ray.
Hellboy himself in it. Yeah.
Ron Perlman. Ooh boy. He's good. You gotta have Ron Perlman. He has to start it off. There's no choice. War
They
never
didn't have
changes.
him do the the fourth gate though, which is minor controversy. So maybe there's a maybe there was a maybe it was a falling out. Although here's the thing about Ron Perlman is Ron Perlman really never really has a big role in the latter Fallout games. He just does the narration for the opening and that's it. And the ending of Fallout 3 anyway. But, okay, so now I'm going to get the upgraded bike. So I was using the old school bike from 82. One of these lockers has it. It's a wait and see for me, you know. I mean, like any license thing, it can be good or it can be a disaster. And I mean, it has the right pedigrees, yes.
Yeah, but like, I don't know what you think of the TV show Community, but there was a season where Dan Harmon left the show and they had the Russo brothers on, and the Russo brothers are pretty good at what they do. But it was but it's widely considered to be the worst season of Community.
Here's the fancy light cycle. Woo!
Oh, I love it.
Oh, that was stupid of me. I used the wrong control. Yes. Fortunately, there's one thing in which you really don't have to worry about. For one thing, you can't save scum here. But what I find interesting is that we actually did unsuccessfully play chicken there. By the way, these racers can do some impossible moves that a human cannot do. Yeah, they do something like this, but even tighter. Where is he? I see his trail. Okay, that's kind of important there. Get the shield. There we go. Now, at least if he traps me, he can't trap me. Oh, there he is. Is he killing himself already? I've seen some of these guys actually do that. They put themselves in a spiral they can't get out of. Oh, there he is. Ah! He also has shield break. Ah, come on. Make sure I don't kill myself.
Nice.
There's the exit. Da, da, da.
You cycled him with the light.
Blinded by the light.
Programs land, jet,
okay, so this is going to be the final race. Mercury cannot be beat, and everybody's going to tell me I'm going to die.
For the record, you have a 1.19 E to the -7 chance of winning. Mercury has never been defeated.
And they're giving me the results of the last race on Mercury and how she wiped them out with everybody else, so you can see this text being on the screen.
Program scheduled for grid competition.
To find someone else who's going to tell me, oh, you're placing Mercury, it was nice knowing you. Up there we are. One of the guards will do that.
Is Mercury really that good?
Is a beta version buggy? She's the undisputed light cycle champ.
Just tell me how much I'm going to suck. And she really can't be beaten. Fortunately, she's on my side. I like
Impressive racing. Keep it up. Maybe after the race you can give me a few pointers. Wait, what am I saying? After the race, you'll be history.
Now, you'll notice it's not me versus Mercury.
In this double elimination match, Jet and Lad are squaring off on one side of the arena, while
Mercury
and Judy are on the other side.
I didn't even need Mercury for that. Let's redo this. By the way, you might notice that the screen is a little distorted. It's because this game does not have widescreen support. Oh, he killed himself. Brilliant.
She's gone crazy. One of the observation towers is collapsing. Now she's
So, there is something called TRON 2.0 killer app, which is a thing that does a bunch of stuff, like gives it widescreen support and other fixes. But we're just playing good old-fashioned vanilla TRON 2.0.
acquired.
Ah! I have to get through this idiot.
Shield break.
Oh, that's great. That was just brilliant. I never really have that much problem in this thing. I don't know what's going on. Oh god, I have to do the same all the way from the beginning? Oh, come on. Well, I guess I'm going to ignore him because he's going to kill himself. So. Ah! No, he's going to kill me.
Oh boy.
Anyways, what did we discuss during the podcast this past week?
What is Mercury doing?
See what he can do? I can't do that.
You have to pull up the notes.
The observation towers is collapsing. Now she's...
Jet, do as I say and don't ask questions. Hurry, and make your way to the far side of the grid arena. Escape the arena by using the ramp made of
God damn it, I don't have
Do
the
it
notes.
now.
But, there's other stuff going on, too. Let me...
Because I could swear there's a lot more going on than just depressing shit.
So, here's an interesting one. Fable.
Oh, yes, they
the
registered
Fable,
Fable
has been,
and another game, and I forgot which game it was.
I think it may have been...
Yeah, Perfect Dark.
It was Perfect Dark that,
And I'm
Twitter,
do the
Twitter
jumping.
accounts
Woo!
popped up very recently.
Cutscene time. Flop. And now we have the robosexual romance.
Hello, Jet.
Gotta have a sexy robot.
Mercury works for his father.
Yes, I am. Then you're not half bad on the grid.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Microsoft first said we only have those Twitter accounts to maintain, you know, the rights to the games.
Goes by the name of Guest.
But then they turn around and say, yeah, by the way, we're gonna have more news on Fable soon.
How did you know I could hold my own out there?
Right, so here's the thing. They refreshed the copyright on Fable today. I mean, this is something they filed for on June 26th, but they registered the copyright with intent to use. And what that means is that they have 6 months to basically make a good faith argument that they're going to do something with the franchise. And at the end of that 6 months, they then have to prove that, like, they have something.
Well, I mean, they have the initiative.
Or they could,
what is it? The initiative?
And
that's rumored to be working on Fable 4.
I heard Playground.
One of the internal studios.
If you have a fuzzy signature subroutine, this would be a good time to install it.
So, it'll be interesting. Like, I mean, at the very least, we have a timeline now. 6 months from now, like, Microsoft has to show their hand and prove that they're doing something in order to either get an extension on their intent to use trademark or whatever they're doing. So it'll be interesting. Like, we have a Microsoft event coming up this month that'll show off hopefully a whole bunch of things, and maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll find out they've been being coy about this, and they were just trying to avoid leaks.
I want to stealth this. Oh, damn it! Okay, you know what? Hi. And die. I wanted to stealth him.
Man, you killed that.
I also steal his health if I do that. Oh, hi.
You killed that program by tasing him right in the titty.
The other thing that's the real thing
that's really a mean weapon.
Cool with Microsoft is their quote-unquote E3 plans, and that they're going to have over 60 games that are going to be demoable. And by demo, I think they mean full game demos, like early alpha for that period of time.
Yeah, they got involved with the whole Steam Summer Gaming thing. They thought that was cool, and so they did their own version of it.
The analogy I think they were making was that when you're at E3, they have rows and rows and rows of consoles where you can practice games on them, play them. And they're just doing this so that you have the online equivalent of that.
Activate the bit controlling the door out of here.
Yeah.
I need a permission. I need my permission. So
So we are supposed to, like, there's a very strong chance that we're supposed to be getting a Microsoft event this month that's going to show off quite a few things, like new games. We could be seeing the Xbox Series S that has been rumored to be going around. It's possible that they've been being coy about Fable on purpose, and might be sharing.
I wanted to be friggin' stealthy, because this is the part of the game in which you can just sneak around and take it. And already I screwed that up.
Yeah.
I don't hear any alarms going off though. So.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's possible that we could see some sneaky stuff about Fable on whatever event Microsoft has lined up, based on everything that we've been seeing about them registering trademarks, setting up Twitters, all that jazz.
We did discuss.
Who knows?
Oh, I think someone saw me. I'm wearing my stealth shoes, so I shouldn't be making noise. No, they're still walking around doing nothing. Microsoft reportedly wants to make a bunch of mic drops.
Checking right hand column.
Hello. Yeah.
Disturbance detected.
Someone else saw me. Yeah. Okay, back to my good old-fashioned. Can I just?
Activating security.
I don't have my disc.
Station.
Fuck. How is this possible? How come I? It's ridiculous.
Oops.
Attack your tits there. Thank you. Yes. What happened to my disc? I must have missed something in the dialogue in which I don't have it available. Which is a pain because, like I said, it's your Swiss Army knife weapon. Oh, fuck's sake. And also, you might notice, I'm kind of helpless without having that. Great. Die. Okay. So, it's gonna be interesting. Here's the thing, is that the rumor was that the Xbox Series S was going to be half the price of the Xbox Series X. Part of it wasn't going to have a hard drive, etc., etc., which would lead it to have a $200 to $250 price, and that is just cutting Sony off at the knees, because there's no way Sony can have the price of their console that low. Especially if the X is going to be $400. I can't believe. Ah!
Quit running.
What do you think?
Yeah, like I can't imagine. We haven't seen a price on the PS5 models yet. But I can't. But my bet is going to be the disc drive one will be $600, and the discless one will be $500. I don't think PS5 can go lower than that. I really don't.
So here's the thing: we heard about the production costs of these consoles, right? One of them was listed at, I think Sony was $500 to $550, and I think the X was somewhere between $500 and $600. And what a lot of was going on was that Microsoft was making so much money from Game Pass that they could afford to slash $100 and make the Xbox Series X a loss leader. Oh, damn it. Where the hell is he? And, a lot of people have seen what Microsoft is doing with Game Pass and they've been imitating them. I think Microsoft saw what was going on with EA Game Pass and said, wow, that's pretty good. Oh, that thing. Okay, so that's a finder. They're annoying as hell. They give you a little chirp.
Unauthorized user resources detected.
Hey, bro.
Everybody else. Why don't I have access to my? There's something wrong here. Let me go over here and see what's going on. It wouldn't be there. No, that's not That sounds so dirty. Oh, I have no energy either, so I can't even use it. Oh, there's energy right there from their dead corpses. I already have version 5. This is one of those games in which I break out like once a year to play, just for the story.
I really do love the aesthetic. I really enjoyed the light cycle segment. I like the.
There's nothing I can do about it until I get my thing back. I don't know why I don't have. Like I said, I'm playing this on low volume, so I have. Nope. So I have no story reason why I'm lacking my disc. And it's been a while since I last played. Oh, guess what? Something's happening. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, you know what? This is as good a place as I need to end it. Good lord. So yeah, this is TRON 2.0. It's one of my favorite games, and I always enjoyed Monolith games before this, because Monolith did No One Lives Forever. Before that, they did some other titles I really liked. And, you know, obviously they did the Middle-earth games, which you have not played. Which, I have to say, shame on you. Shame on you for that.
Yeah, you always give me crud. At the very least for not playing Shadow of War, because you always...
It's like $10 now for the Game of the Year edition. I mean, they know how to handle a license, you know. Monolith can almost do no wrong. I mean, they'd have one or two crappy games in their history, but they've always been very, what's the word I'm looking for? Consistent with their quality. So, anyways, thanks for watching, and I forgot to mention, you know, this is being recorded on Twitch because Mixer is go bye-bye. We never really discussed that either. Twister is no more. Twister. Mixer is no more. So I had a choice between Twitch and Facebook Gaming, and I decided on Twitch for the simple fact that a lot of people would rather I go on Twitch.
Yep, so here we are.
Yep, so here we are.
And hopefully we will see you next week.
For sure. Have fun.
For sure. Have fun. Take care. Play games, y'all.